Hey guys, this is Awesome John 22, and we are here for my first ever Monday review. My first ever scheduled review that has been posted on time. And we are doing, as you can no doubt see, the very cool, very awesome Transformers Prime First Edition Cliffjumper. I love this guy. I'm just going to get it over with now and start gushing. Move my light a little bit. I love this guy. I don't know what kind of car Cliff was on Cybertron, but on Earth he is badass. He's kind of an amalgamation of a lot of my favorite ever retro sports cars. And he's got the awesome little horns on the front. Look at that. Look at that detailing. I just love this thing. Love it. The exhausts. Taillights aren't painted. Rear exhausts aren't painted. It's a little annoying. As you can see, very clean car. This panel here doesn't seem to want to go all the way down for me. I don't know that that's an issue with every figure. I think it's just some QC issues on my own personal figure. Look at those rims. And look at that. You cannot see any kibble under there. It's just so cool. Turn him upside down here. You can see there are some robot parts under there. I don't think it's that big a deal, because you can't see them out on the outside. I just love this guy. Roll is great. This is a first edition figure. As far as I know, you can't really get him anywhere anymore, at least not retail price. You're going to have to pay quite a bit extra. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'd say probably if you really like the character. There is an RID version out. It's fine. I've seen a lot of it. I don't actually have it, but I've seen a lot of it. Size is a little different in robot mode, and frankly, I do not like the arms in robot mode at all from what I've seen. But it's a good figure. It uses some cheats, and it doesn't have his screen-accurate weapons, but overall the body of the figure is probably a little more screen-accurate, so it's really up to you which one to get. I just love this one. I bought this before I knew the RID was going to be released, and have never even considered the RID after having this guy. And he is a Transformer, so he does transform, and I like to start out taking this rear section and sliding it up. It accordions up like that. Next, take the entire side of the figure and separate it. Do that on both sides. You can see it's kind of where we're at right now. Now take these, which are going to be the legs, rotate them around. You can see the entire side of the car kind of pops up. Take these little blue bits, which are part of the window, fold them in, and now you'll see right here, if I can show you guys, that the leg doesn't seem to line up there. Now we are going to fix that by pulling this out and accordioning and placing it there. I really need to learn to enunciate, guys. Somebody remind me. Do the same thing on the other side. I always forget to... You can only rotate them one way. I'm going to point this out because I don't want people breaking their figures. See how that doesn't move when I move it? You can only rotate it this way. And I always forget that. I'm always worried I'm going to break it. Straighten it out. Fold the window in, which it's already folded in. I don't know why. Make sure you're going to take these black bits, fold them up, on both sides, of course. Fold it in. There you have Cliffjumper's legs. And they're not like screen accurate legs completely, but I like them enough. They're fine. Fold this down. This is a cheat for his bumper, but it's not nearly as bad as the cheats on the RID version, and it's not nearly as bad as the cheats on a lot of figures nowadays, so I forgive it. See his head in there. Next, what I like to do is I like to take this. These are his arms, obviously. Split them. rotate them out. And you'll see here that you have these little posts and they peg in there for vehicle mode. I worry about that a little bit because these are all clear plastic bits that have been painted, and I'm worried they're going to break eventually. But not too worried. Next, back around to the other side, you rotate the torso around like so, and then fold this up so that it separates these two chest pieces. Next, his head comes up. See, Cliffjumper's head. Go to the back, take this, fold it up, fold this piece up, and now you take these headlight bits, which are connected together, and you fold them around. They don't come all the way up, but they sit there on his waist, and they kind of sit alongside the bumper piece. Makes it look like the front of his car kind of accordioned up. There's the word I was looking for earlier. Accordioned up onto his waist. I like it. It's cool. Now you fold these car bits down. Rotate his arms. And that is literally it. We are now done with Cliffjumper. And we have him in robot mode. And guys, I just love this guy. Slide him back a little bit so you can see all of him. I love him. He's awesome. You see, he appears to have two different hands. The way I've got him transformed, he actually doesn't. His hand rotates and has a gun in it. That's just awesome. I usually keep one hand in gun mode, one hand in hand mode. Zoom in on his face a little bit. You can see if you've seen Prime, that is a very accurate face sculpt. I'm gushing. I'm going to gush a lot in this review, which I'm going to try to keep relatively short because I have a tendency to keep these long. But I love this toy. His shoulders aren't perfect. His shoulders are supposed to be black. His bumper bits should be a little bit higher up on his body. But I just love this guy. Zooming back in on his head for a second. He does have light piping. I'm going to show you, or try to show you. I've never actually done this before. You can see my spotlight shines in there, and you can see the light piping. Very nice light piping. Love the spotlight too, by the way. Just picked this up the other day. It's really helping out. But yeah, details are great all around. As with all modern figures, there are some details that I think could have been picked out with paint. There's some striping on him, there's some exhaust bits and vent bits and stuff. Just random little tiny bits and pieces that you could probably paint relatively easily if you're into that kind of thing. Articulation's good. His shoulders are a little high up, but they rotate very well on a ball joint all the way around. His head rotates on a ball joint all the way around and rotates up and down and side to side and jiggles. Hips are on a ball joint, only go out about so far though. A little annoying. I like my figures to be able to side kick. It's just a thing. But they fold up nicely at the hips and the knees. Both are about 90 degrees. Rotate here. Bend here. Double joint. Very cool. And you'll see over here on the actual hand, it actually does rotate. Though that's for transformation, it has to rotate this way for the gun to come out. Still rotates. It doesn't rotate a lot. The feet pivot a little. Articulation, good. Not great. There are better articulated figures. Not better articulated deluxes, though, I don't think, really. But yeah, guys, that's really all there is to say about Cliffjumper. I mean, technically, I could just keep gushing over Cliffjumper all day, but I love him. He's not my favorite. RIDRC is still my favorite. because I just love RC, but I love this guy too, and I mean that's appropriate that I love them both because RC and Cliffjumper were buddies in the show, partners or whatever they called it. So I guess it makes sense that I like them both. I like him a lot. If I'm not mistaken, the RID has a giant hammer thing that comes with it. It's like yay big, and he holds it in his hand, and I'm pretty sure it fits in this guy's hand. And it's a very cool weapon, but he never wields it on the show. He has these really nifty 3-barreled like shot pistol mortar weapon things that I really like. Think look very, very badass. Getting posed a little bit for you guys. I just think he looks very cool. Very beefy, very tough. His arms are a little gorilla-ish, but it makes sense. He's a big, tough, beat-em-up kind of guy. He will shoot you dead, and then if that doesn't work, he'll punch you dead. He's a warrior. He looks like a warrior. He looks like he could tear some Decepticons apart. And frankly, I love this guy. I love this figure. If you can afford this figure and you're not happy with the RID, or if you can afford this figure and you just want this version of him, buy it. If you can afford it, don't buy it if you can't. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. If you can't afford to buy something, don't buy it. That's a mistake. Go with the RID. Places will still have it. I know my local Meijer still has it. It's a perfectly decent figure. This is just my preference. And I know you can get a version of this mold sort of as I think it's that it's kind of an import series. I'm not really sure what it's called, but if I'm not mistaken, it's in the Generations line. My Toys R Us has it. Nobody else does. I don't know if that means something. But I've seen this guy there with a G1 head sculpt on it as a kind of updated Generations Cliffjumper. That one is also very cool. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm not sure I'm going to because I already have this figure. But if you don't have this figure but you have the RID figure and you still want this figure, go for that one. I mean, check your local Toys R Us, see if you can find it. It's in Generations packaging with Asian lettering on it. I will try to look up what set that is and get back to you guys. I just haven't seen any news on it personally, so I don't know. But it looks like a cool set. There's a Springer in there. He's not a triple, but he's a decent deluxe figure. I picked him up recently. Then I heard they were doing a triple changer of him and got really PO'd, but that's a whole other thing. I'm going on too long, trying to keep these reviews short, and here I am blabbering. But yeah, if you can afford him, get him. He's awesome. Thumbs up, yeah. What was that?